Welcome back, my dark minions, to the Dark Void, ruled by me, 951. And yes, it's weird, isn't it? This video coming up on a Sunday, huh? Yeah, I know, it's weird, but I started playing this game called Steelrising, and I decided, no, yes, I'm playing this on my off time, so don't start asking me if I should play this on camera, alright? So please don't come after me. But I was playing this on my own time, and I kind of was playing the first area, trying to see, getting some tips before I started. I wanted to get some tips, see, the farming areas to see how am I supposed to level up, and the whole shebang. And when I was playing this, I found out there's like there's an underrated farming area here. Now there is an early farming area in this game, but this one I think is a little bit better. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the reason why I'm talking about is that you have these things called Vestals here. Also, I'm bad at explaining, so get ready for me going on a wild binge, and hopefully this video doesn't take more than 5 minutes, because I usually take more than 5 minutes, because I don't know how to explain things. But these Vestals here are basically your only way to, like, what was it? To, upgrade yourself, upgrade your, I guess you could call this your robot waifu at this point. And there's actually two in the starting area. One is one is a very early farming area, which is basically the first one. But that one I think is a little bit takes more time consuming. So between these two, I'll let you guys be the judge which one is better. But I think the first one's a little bit better because it has more enemies. The downside is it takes a lot longer because if you're not perfect on your sneak attack, which is a one-hit kill in this game, yeah, if you against weaker enemies, then you're basically going to take a while to defeat these enemies because some of these enemies might detect you, some of these enemies might see you, or turn around, and then you're going to have to fight the enemy. And depending how strong you are, you may not be able to defeat these enemies, these lower rank enemies, in a matter of a hit or two. It usually takes 3, and I'm a hammer user, and I'm kind of upgrading my other things besides power. So yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag on that one. So I'll let you guys be the judge. But there is the advantage of this one. Now in this second part, this second Vestal, you have to unlock it by defeating a mini boss. So you can say that the reason why this one is not as good is because there's a mini boss, and the last thing you want is like to go out and fight this boss when you can just literally go fight, farm over there and just get to a certain level and then go fight this boss. Which I agree with you, makes sense. But for me, I think you should at least take the chance to fight this boss, depending. I cheesed it by using my shield. I had a shield, my hammer shield thing, like this one. I just kept using it and parrying him as much as possible, and then that's how I was able to defeat him. Didn't use that much of my thing, except when I was running out of health. I think I only used once this time. I died like a couple of times, like 3 times. And then that's what I did. I defeated him, and now this area is unlocked for me to farm. Now, of course, like I said, the reason why I say this is a little bit better is because you have 2 enemies here that are constantly in a state of always just standing around. One's hidden, the other one's like standing around, and as long as you don't make any noise, like you don't jump off a ledge or jump or dash or even attack that barely hits them, then you'll be able to do it. Heck, even a missed opportunity sneak attack will also wake them up. So as long as you manage to defeat them, basically you'll be able to get like so much stuff from this. Now, of course, like I said, I'll let you guys be the judge because there is an early game area, which just look it up. A lot of people's already made this, but like I said, I think this one better if you're willing to take the chance to fight the boss. Now, I'm going to demonstrate what I mean by that. It's because we have a boss right here, which I'm locking up right now. An enemy here. Look at that. That guy's like, right now doesn't even know I'm here. In fact, he's like standing there. In fact, they will only activate if you go near them and make any noise. When I go near them, you saw that how close I got? And the moment I got near them, it made so much noise. Now, the moment you feed them, you also get out a capsule. But let me demonstrate what happens if I do on the other one. That's the hidden one. But also be careful when you do the sneak attack because there is a body in the front of it that could potentially stop you and make the enemy wake up. So here it is. And boom. Right there. And he didn't even realize it was there. And in fact, you can literally go up as close as possible. Well, behind them. Well, not as close as possible. Just as enough. And then you use a sneak attack. Now I'm going to demonstrate it one last time. Well, kind of won last time. And then I just get in there and immediately get out of there. Now be careful when you start spamming the dodge one. And see that? Look at him. This is what it usually acts like. But still, once you go near him, he starts activating. So make sure once you do this, and boom, you don't actually make any noise. Now make sure, and you can start using your dodge one as well, but make sure you don't get too near them, because like I said, they will activate the moment you make any sort of noise. Like any sort of noise, like jumping like this, falling off a ledge, for example, like this, demonstrating. Let's see, I was on a ledge, like, demonstrating me is like the ledge. If I fall off a ledge, they'll easily hear that, because there's one enemy that I jumped off a pipe in the beginning that shows you how to do the sneak attack, and basically, they immediately turned around, like, as soon as I got close. Heck, even doing this will alert them, so you can't use this to, like, get quickly, but even still, it's a very great area for you to, like, get an early game farm, but this is an underrated farming area, but it's not really used much because you require you to defeat a boss, and you could just upgrade, like here's the boss, you could just upgrade in the beginning, but I think this is just an underrated area that you should take into account, just in another area. It's not really a big showy offy thing, it's just an underrated area that you should pretty much think about in your head for a bit. And let me show you how quickly I can do this. I can't talk to it right now. Look at this. Like I said, I do that. I do a dodging ability, and I just keep going. Try to get as close as I can before I have to lock on, because I don't know what the range of these enemies are. And then I just defeat them like that. Now, if you do have the medallion, it does give you more. So it's like 70 to 71 without the medallion, but 74 to 75 if you have the medallion. I wish it was 100 at least. That way it would at least be better. But yeah. But also, if you're planning to do this, I would recommend you at least go until you get to above 2,000, at least level 14. Then you start moving on. The last thing you want is to get bored here. Trust me. The more you try, because this place is not meant for like a long farming session. This is meant to be. These two areas are meant to like be like to get you leveled up enough and then move on to like the beginning of the mission. Which is why I've already got everything. And plus, what's best is that you can get consumables out of these things. Like for this one, I got almost all the consumables. Oh wait, no, that's the upgrade one. Boutique. I got almost everything. I got like my everyday thing. I got the alchemicals. I didn't get everything because I want to know what else I need to. But I did get the appropriate. I even got the fire bombs in here. So yeah, just like I said, consider this being like your second. This is an underrated, like I said, this is an underrated farming area, but I can see why nobody wants to talk about this one, because you would need to defeat the boss here, the mini boss, and by that time, if you decided to use the earlier farming session, then you would not need to do this one. But I just wanted to highlight that there's actually two farming areas in this game here. The first one, like I said, you can look it up and everyone shows you how to do that, but like I said, I think this was the better of the two, because you can just easily defeat two enemies here with a sneak attack and then move on. Like I said, all you need to do is do this. As long as you don't accidentally wake them up, you can easily defeat both of them. And you can get alchemical capsules from them, for one of them. The second one, I don't know why he doesn't do that. Let me just try it again. But like I said, be careful, because there is a wall here that can accidentally stop you. I mean, I actually stopped right here in front of this body, and then he woke up. So yeah, be careful of that. So yeah, that's about it. Like I said, this is just an underrated farm. It's not really a farm that you should really take into consideration. It's just something to think about if you decide, you want, I don't want to spend farming in this area for a bit, and just go, and if you wanted to just defeat the mini boss and start farming there, that's your choice. There's two farming areas. The first one's a little bit easier, a little bit more time consuming. There is an enemy that's sleeping in front of it, but you have to go down the stairs in order to do that, because like I said, if you jump off the ledge, they'll wake up. So you go down the stairs, do the sneak attack, and then you immediately go to the thing, so it may be a little bit faster. This one, it has two. You get alchemical as well. You get 75 or 74, depending if you have the medallion, and then you start leveling up here. Like I said, you should at least go until level 14 and then leave the area, because it goes to 2,000 amount of worth. And the last thing you want is to just stand around all day doing this over and over again. Trust me, this is just for short term. Just get to 14, and if you want to keep going, so be it. But I do suggest only to level 14 in both the areas, all right? But this one, like I said, underrated. It should be highlighted, at least be talked about a little bit. Even if people say that this is the best farming area, it still should be talked about to at least let you guys know that if you don't want to like waste time in the first area and want to go fight the mini boss and spend your time there for a bit. All right, I just wanted to make this video before I move on to the remainder of the game. Heck, who knows? Maybe I'll find another farming area that's underrated in this game. Who knows? But either way, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about this. Sorry that I don't know how to explain myself. I try to make these videos as entertaining as possible, but of course, I'm not good at explaining things, so I try not to take too long. I bet you it's past 10 minutes now. I bet you. Probably. I don't know. Hopefully not. But yeah, like I said, underrated farming area. You just need to defeat the boss, and then you could just start going using this pistol, defeat these two enemies, and just keep going back and forth. If you use the dash in between them, it works perfectly. Just don't get too close to them, and try not to make any sudden movements, because they will wake up, and it will take some time. It takes like 3 hits for me just to defeat them. But maybe easy for you. Either way, hey, just food for thought. Right? That's about it. Hope you enjoyed today's video. And yeah, and for right now, my dark minions dismissed.